design that we're doing is the tie-up ring crop. I have the straps here, the 4 front pieces. I just placed a clip to mark which side is the top as I was cutting out the pieces because we don't want to get those confused. I have 2 back pieces and my sleeves here. The instructions are the same if you're doing short sleeve, it's just this piece will be smaller. Now I might start with the straps. I have one shorter one and one really long one. Now I didn't have enough continuous fabric to cut out this strap, so I've just got a couple of pieces and I've sewn them together. So that's perfectly fine if that's what you have to do. So for both of these straps, we're going to fold them in half, right sides together, and sew all the way along 1 centimeter away from the fold. So I've done that for these straps. If you don't have an overlocker, that's completely fine. Just use your sewing machine and a zigzag stitch. Now to turn these the right way around, you're going to need a loop turner. You can just pick one of these up from your local craft store. If you don't have one of these, you can use a safety pin. Pin it on the end and sort of feed it through, but one of these is going to make your life a lot easier. So I definitely recommend a loop turner. I just like to tie off the ends. If you have a nice bead or something, you could put that on the end before tying it off. It will make a nice little detail, but yeah, totally optional. Amazing, so the straps are done. Now we're going to clip the top and bottom of these front pieces. I'm going to clip the top and bottom of this back piece as well. So they're all just facing right sides together, by the way. And now with the sleeves, we're going to fold them in half, right sides together, and clip the sides. So now we're going to sew all of the seams that we've just clipped. So I finished all these seams. The next step is to do the ring on the front. Now I have a 5 centimeter stainless steel ring. I get this from Bunnings, which is Australia's hardware store. So you will likely be able to find it at your own hardware store as well. And just make sure you get a material that's not going to rust. So these are stainless steel, so they won't rust in the wash. And we will need our zipper foot as well. So I'll show you the next part at the sewing machine. So now we want to connect the ring to the front of the top. We're going to turn these the right way around. Going to place some clips on these shorter edges here, just to make them easier to work with. Now we'll take one piece. So we marked the top with a clip, so we want to make sure that is at the top as we're working on this. We're going to take our ring. We are going to place the fabric inside the ring and fold it over. Same with the other side. Now we're going to do a straight stitch all the way along. And we do want it to be gathered, so don't worry too much about there being some folds. So I have my zipper foot, which is going to help me get right next to the ring. So this is what it will look like. So like I mentioned, we do like that it's gathered. So we're going to trim off this edge here. So that's all done. We're going to place it wrong side facing up, so we know it's the wrong side because we've got this raw edge here. We're going to bring our other piece, make sure that the top is facing down because we want to match it with this side. I've just squished this around a little bit. So we're going to do the same step with this side. So I just clipped that side out of the way. Now I'm going to sew this in place. I'm going to trim off this excess as well. That is all done. Now this last step is optional, but I like to join these 2 front pieces at the top and just place some securing stitches. And what that does is it holds it together and offers a little bit more coverage. But you don't have to do this. You can just keep it like this, and when it gets worn, you'll see more of the ring. So that just helps it stay a bit more secure. So while I'm here at my machine, I just wanted to show you how we put elastic on the top of the back piece. So we want to put it on the straight section, not the one with the curve. So we're going to start very close to the edge, and we are going to sew on 6mm braided elastic with a wide zigzag stitch. Now, as we're sewing, we want to stretch the elastic, not to its absolute full capacity, but if I was to put a number to it, I would say about 30% of its capacity. Just like that. Now we want to connect the front and back piece. So we are going to take this front piece and thread it through the inside of this back piece here, making sure the top lines up with the top, which is the part with elastic. So we're going to sew these two edges, and while we're at our machine, we're also going to hem the sleeves. So we're going to turn them the right way around. We're going to fold in the edge 1.5 centimeters and do a small zigzag stitch all the way around for all 4 of the raw edges. So I've hemmed the sleeves and finished the side seams here. Now you'll need a seam ripper, and on the bottom of the top you will need to seam rip about 3 to 4 centimeters, probably 4 centimeters, to make sure the ring will fit through. Now we'll use this hole to reach in and pull out the front. So we'll tuck in the raw edge of the hole that we've just made, and then close it up with a straight stitch, just like that. Now the last step is to connect the sleeves. So we want the top right side facing out. So this is the top, which is the elasticated part. This is the bottom. We're going to take the sleeve and we're going to line up the seam of the sleeve with the seam of the top. We want the thick part, which is going to be the upper arm. Now we're going to do approximately 4 centimeter long straight stitch, making sure you go back and forth quite a few times on either side, because the sleeves take a lot of tension, so we want to make sure they're secure. Like this. I'm going to do the other side as well. So we're finished. I like to add padding into my tops. So what I do is I cut a small hole on the inside of the top at the underarm. Make sure you only cut through one section of fabric. Sorry, one layer of fabric, not both. Now this works with spandex because spandex doesn't fray. I'll just roll up my padding and put it in. And there we go.